What's up? All right, so this is actually one of my first models that I like really went into. You can tell of how intricate it is and how moldy and clayey it still looks. This is before I started like really smoothing things out. Um, I got to a point on this model though that I didn't have the skill to finish this one. At the time, I didn't know the program well enough. And I was also working with skulls and trying to figure out skulls. So like her knee, I'm pointing to it, but I know you can't see that. But like her knee right there, I was importing those skulls. So I was creating skulls on a different program, and I didn't know how to I didn't know like I fucked her knee up really bad, and I couldn't mold the clay, and I was dropping like balls of clay right there, and I just bro like sometimes like I can do one knee for like 2 hours, and that's when I call it quits. I'm like, no, 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 no. Like I'm getting into a trap because I'll like, get addicted to doing things like that. So what I did was I started importing these skulls. I made some skulls, and now I have a huge tool list. But back then I was still creating like a tool list. Like I have weapons now. I have skulls. I have hairs. I got faces. I got tits. I got legs. I got models. I got bases. But when I first started out, I didn't have anything, and every model that I do, I will cut to pieces and use those pieces for other models. And if you see, like some things are a little bit similar, or like a lot of my poses are hands or whatnot. I'm terrible with hands. I know they look good, but if you like really get into them, they're ugly as hell. Pretty much all my stuff's pretty ugly when you really look at it. And I was so bad, and I would leave just weird stuff everywhere, and I didn't know like objects that wouldn't go like when you check for loose objects. I didn't know about like I didn't even think about loose objects. So a lot of my old models that I pulled from my store had some loose objects, and I felt like I needed to get it off immediately because that can hurt people's printers. Or if they do like any type of supports, it'll try to support that loose part, and it's gonna make me look bad. I've come so much with how I do things. I've come so far, but I am self-taught. I'm like a modder that comes from Body Slide Studios and programs like this. So I did have like a huge inventory already, but I hadn't converted it yet for STL, and it wasn't hard. It just I had to learn how to do it, which didn't take me very long. Been using computers before even DOS. If you guys know what DOS is, I'm talking like C prompt, where you have to like you have to know a bit of programming just to like read read a disk, or remember the uh, read drive A star dot star copy and all those, or dir slash C drive auto exec bat files and freeing up RAM. God, it was like all code. Like you didn't have Windows. Windows wasn't even a thing. The closest thing you had that came out later was DOS. And if y'all know what DOS is, yeah, I started like on GW Basic, and I think my first computer was the 286. So, I'm older than I look. Um, so basically what we're gonna do on this one is I always wanted to come back to this one, and I wanted to clean it up. So we are going to clean this up. But I would like some music. What do we got for music here? Alright. So let's get to town. I honestly forgot all about this model, and it was in my files, and I had ran across it, and I'm very thankful that I did because it brought me back a lot of memories. You know, when I first started modding, modeling. Saint. We don't want to be no saints. Come here. This is my cat, Smeagol's. He's a little butthole. He wants food, but he doesn't get fed for another hour. He's a brat. He'll come bug me every day an hour before food time. And it doesn't make any difference. I still feed him at the same time. Why? We're gonna make her super slutty with them fucking goth girl high heels on right there. Fucking love my goth girls. Love my goth girls. Just bring out that badonkadonk. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we got something right there. It's her hair. I'm not sure if I want that strand of hair down like that. I think that will just break off. Okay. Didn't think I had any colors on, if that's what that meant. I didn't even really read it. Guess I should have just did that in the first place, huh? Clean all that up. So I don't want that to come out over. The fuck happened there? So if anyone knows my models, I do not like straight staffs. I usually like to bend them. And a lot of people ask me, was that on purpose? I'm like, yeah, dude. Ooh, did you guys see that? That was all kinds of ugly right there. Where was that? Right there. Remember when I told you I kept messing that knee up? And I put the skull over it? It's just done, dude. I was like, no. Like, want to turn my body when I do this. I know it was an ugly fix, but I don't care. Okay, don't smooth too much. My problem on my models, which I can't stand, is I smooth way too much. And my models look plastic. I really, really like the old fantasy vibe. And it's really hard for me to do. And it's funny too, because I talked to like a lot of the people that can do a lot of the like I was talking to this, I forget her name. She's a really good modeler. She does old fantasy style trolls and stuff. I was like, dude, I would love to be able to do your skin. And she was like, I would love to be able to do what you do. And I guess that's just a part of being an artist is like, even though I think my shit look dope and I make what I like to make, but um, there, I just did it. Like how smooth I just made that. It's like I can't help it. So that skull is fucked up, but I like it. Hi, buddy. Yes, you're gonna get fed today. God, just like every other day. I don't like. Now, this I'm gonna keep ugly. Because actually, when putting it on a base, I figure it will help. Keeps ugly. Okay, we're gonna try not to smooth it out too much, so I do want some imperfections. We're gonna do what I'm always bitching about. Okay, we're gonna put some more support on this. Smeagol! What? Dude, you got like 50 minutes. You're not eating early because you're bullying me. I love that skull, how jacked up it is. Like, see, this is really hard for me to do. As I am like usually pretty precise. The fuck did I do there? See, last time I was working on this model, I let's up to the weapon to the ground. Down. Weapon to the ground. It's a long way down. It's up to the heavens to the ground. Down. Up from the heavens to the ground. Coming down. No, you're not gonna bully me. To the ground. Oh, bubble. Alright, I may have fucked that up. Her forehead just looked really weird to me right there. That's really bad. Alright. So bad at doing hands, dude. Alright. Does this still look like there's a lump on her forehead? Fucking. Next time she'll make that sandwich faster. I'm kidding. I just lost all my female, female viewers. Just kind of feels like there's like a butt there. Doubt it'd show up on a model. I don't want to get too deep into that and spend too much time on shit that's not even gonna matter. But there's definitely a nice little bubble right there. I feel like I smoothed her out again too much. I was going for that old school. No, it's Miguel's. I was going for that old school vibe, that old school fantasy vibe, and I fucked it up again. Okay, I'm getting way off course here. Way off course. Shut up. Okay, I got a lot of models to do today, so. Okay, a lot of models I'd like to do today. So I think we'll call this one good because once this prints out and is painted, it's going to look good. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. All right. I found some. See, every time I come back to a model, man, you can find something. I don't care how perfect it looks. I like her face being offset a bit. It reminds me of it like an old bronze statue type. I don't want to be too precise. Like, I want to get out of the habit of everything being symmetrical, like perfect. Even though my stuff's far from like that, it's just I don't want. See, like what I'm about to do right here is what I don't want to do. The perfectionist in me wants to smooth that out. I think she's done, guys. Oh, Jesus fuck. Like it. I like it. All right. There she is. Thanks for watching.